All right, joining us live here on the show is Democratic Congressman from the newly drawn District 6 in Louisiana, Congressman Cleo Fields. Good morning.
Good morning.
And to the two of you.
You too. So I want to start off with that unfortunate crash in Washington, D.C. yesterday. There's a bit of a controversy afterwards when the president had his news conference, almost insinuating that it might have been caused by some initiatives for diversity. Let's go ahead and take a listen to some questions he took afterwards.
Are you saying race or gender played a role in this tragedy?
It may have, I don't know. Incompetence might have played a role.
Okay, so during the news conference, the president was insinuating that possibly some DEI initiatives maybe put in some people in the agency that weren't qualified. Congressman, I just want to get your thoughts on some of the president's statements about that.
First of all, I mean, we should be sensitive towards those family members who've been directly affected by this tragic situation. And certainly we want to, give our, our prayers to all of those family members who are affected. To jump to a conclusion to say that it's a DEI involved is totally off base, and there is no factual evidence whatsoever to support such a assertion. What's important now is we agree with these family members. We get the National Safety Transportation Board, which are on the ground right now, and we will find out what actually went wrong, and we will correct it, and we will make sure it not happen again. And that should be the focus of the American president. That's certainly the focus of me as a member of Congress.
Congressman, staying on the topic of DEI, yesterday the Pentagon Intelligence Agency spoke specifically about possibly not observing MLK Day, Black History Month, Juneteenth. How could that happen as we're going into Black History Month? What is the reality of that happening?
Well, I just think that's unfortunate. I think as a country, we have to learn how to get along with each other. I mean, I just think that, most people look at DEI as a two parallel lines instead of looking at it as a circle. Two parallel lines where you got somebody who's unqualified at the bottom of that line, and you elevate them to the top line just because of their race, their sex, or whatever. That's not DEI. I mean, you should look at it as a circle where every person in that circle are equally qualified to do the job. The only problem is there's one person in the circle who never gets a chance to compete, and it's simply because of the hue of his skin. And that's why we need DEI in this country, because people should not be discriminated against because of the color of their skin. And I just think there's too much talk about what's wrong with DEI, and we don't talk about how that is a moment to bring people together, not discriminate against people, treat people equally, and I just think that's a positive in our country and not a negative.
I know something you're concerned about is the proposed federal funding freeze from the administration. It's currently blocked for the moment now by a judge as they kind of review the legality of that. What do you think is going to happen with it? I mean, it's really confusing at this point.
Yeah, well, the order itself was confusing when the president issued it. First of all, there's an Empowerment Act, Empowerment Control Act that the Congress of the United States passed in 1974. And it was for instances like this. I mean, when Congress appropriates money, no president can just wipe it away with the stroke of the pen. I mean, that would be absolute chaos, which is what actually happened when he tried to issue this executive order. The courts have put it on hold. The president has backed off. So the issue is, for now, dead. But that was just a knee-jerk reaction. And I just think we have to be careful when we make those kind of take those kind of executive orders, because there is a balance of power in this country. There are three branches of government. It is our responsibility to appropriate money, and we have. And once we appropriate it, no other branch of government can just take it away. And I think the president realizes that now. He has rescinded his order. His order was held by a judge, and there was going to be a hearing on Monday. But he has done the appropriate thing at this point. He has backed off because it only caused a lot of chaos and confusion, not only in Louisiana, but all across our nation.
Well, it sounds like from the latest statements from the press secretary that they're going to push forward with some sort of federal funding freeze after this is all settled. So I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Well, we'll wait and see, but look, it's very clear. You know, the president can't freeze money that Congress has appropriated, and I would just hope that they, stop putting citizens, in this frenzic, not knowing if their money is going to continue. It's okay for the president to review programs. So listen, that's one of his responsibilities as president. You should review them, just like when he made the assertion that we should do away with FEMA. No, I mean, Louisiana is the last state, that should be doing away with FEMA. Can we make it better? Absolutely, we can make it better, but we can make all departments better. It's now time to govern, and I lean on this president, let us govern. We have a country that we must govern, and let's do just that, and not just put people in fear on a day-to-day basis.
Congressman Cleo Fields, thank you so much for joining us this morning on KSLA News 12 this morning.
Thank you.